So we're going to talk about how I would book WWE former World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins' return. For those of you who do not know, Seth Rollins was injured at last month at a WWE live event in Dublin, Ireland, and is scheduled to be out 4 to 6 months. So with that being said, let's get started. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Wrestling Biz Buzz live on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe down below. G2A is your one-stop shop for cheap CD keys. Never pay full price for games again. Check out the link down below. So we're going to start off at tonight's WWE TLC pay-per-view, and the TLC match between Sheamus and Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title belt. Now, how I would book this match to end is in chaos. The League of Nations will come out and assist Sheamus with the win, as it's been a TLC match. There's no countouts, there's no DQs. It's false count, well, not false count anywhere. It's pretty much an Extreme Rules match. Look at it that way, or a hardcore match, whatever way you want to look at it. So basically, League of Nations come out to assist Sheamus, and all four men beat down Reigns, puts him through a table. Sheamus climbs up, unhooks the title and stands tall and in the middle of the ring. Now, not Ambrose or the Usos come out while the match is going on or scheduled to going on to help Reigns against the League of Nations. At the end of the match, when the bell rings, Ambrose comes out through the crowd, and the Usos also follow through the crowd, and they evidently gets beat down, leaving the League of Nations, all four men standing tall in the ring to close out the show. The following night on Raw, Reigns is announced as not being in attendance for the episode, and the show opens with Barrett, Sheamus, Rusev and Del Rio in the ring. They show a clip of what happened the previous night at the TLC pay-per-view. Sheamus picks up the mic, and they're gloating what they did to Reigns, Ambrose and the Usos at the pay-per-view. They say there's no group in WWE that can stop them. They're the power within the WWE. The Authority's music hits. Triple H and Stephanie walk out to the ring. Now it looks like they're going to confront the League of Nations, as they're saying that they're the most powerful group within WWE. Basically, they come out into the ring before Triple H or Stephanie can speak on the mic. They both shake the League of Nations hands, and Triple H comes on the mic and says, "You are now the most powerful group within WWE. You are a part of the Authority. The League of Nations is a part of the Authority." Now, it's a group within a group. That's the route I'm going with this pay-per-view. Also, Triple H does talk about the former champion, not naming Seth Rollins at that, but just saying how weak he was, how he needed everyone to help him win, everyone to pick up the victory for him. This goes on for weeks, but later on, Triple H announced that later on in the show, 2 matches. The first match will be the Usos against Rusev and Barrett. The second match being Del Rio versus Ambrose. So fast forward to the Usos match. Before the match can even get started, Jimmy is attacked backstage by all 4 members of the League of Nations. He's put through a table, and evidently he's carted off in an ambulance. That leaves Jay on his own in the ring, and it's announced as 2-on-1 handicap match with Ambrose banned from ringside. Now, the match is basically a slaughter. It's a beatdown. Jay is getting beat down left and right. The match ends by DQ, with Jay picking up the win due to outside interference when the 2 other members of the League of Nations interfere and start beating down, with all 4 men beating down Jey Uso. And evidently he gets put through a table and he's carted off by stretcher and obviously out of the arena. So the main event is Del Rio versus Ambrose. But before the match can get started, it's announced it's a lumberjack match, and all the heels from Raw are out there. And basically, it's a slaughter. Ambrose is getting beat down left and right. He's thrown out of the ring on the side the League of Nations is on, and he's getting beat down left and right by League of Nations and thrown back into the ring. Del Rio then picks up the win 1, 2, 3. After the match, it's announced that at the following pay-per-view of the Royal Rumble, Ambrose will be the number 1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title belt, and this is announced by Sheamus. So to close out the show, you see Ambrose on the ground with Sheamus standing on him, holding the title high above the head. So next week on Raw, the Authority opened the show with the League of Nations. What happens to the show? What happens to the Usos? Ambrose. They also say the three men are banned from the arena. Reigns' music hits. Remember right now. This is something I want you guys to bear in mind, that Reigns' theme music is the Shield's music bar Sierra Hotel Indigo Echo Lima Delta. And there's a point I'm getting at. I'm sure some of you can understand where I'm going with this, so bear with me. Sierra hits, and literally the crowd goes ecstatic. They think, oh shit, the Shield's back. No. Reigns walks out through the crowd. Before he does jump the barricade, he has a mic, and he says, the reason I wasn't here helping my brothers last week was was helping a brother in arms, and that's all he says. He doesn't refer to Rollins at all. Triple H, he demands he gets in the ring and then challenges Triple H to a match at the Royal Rumble, but Triple H declines and books a match between Del Rio Reigns for the Rumble. Also books Usos versus Barrett and Rusev, and he books Ambrose versus Sheamus, obviously for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title belt. Before Triple H is about to leave the ring, before he leaves the ring, he turns to Reigns and says, Roman, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Roman then turns around and gets hit by a bullhammer. Sheamus then picks up a chair and starts beating him with it, and then picks him up and hits the high cross on him. Rusev hits the accolade on him, and referees have to come out to break it off and separate all men away from Reigns. So later on that night, there's a 1-1 match between Roman and Barrett. This match ends up being a slobber knocker, in the sense of Reigns is the more dominant person in the ring against Barrett. He hits the Superman punch followed by the spear and picks up the win 1-2-3. Out comes the League of Nations to try and attack Reigns. Reigns then escapes through the crowd smiling. The following week on Raw he's not there, but it's fast forward. We're going to fast forward straight to WWE Royal Rumble. Ambrose and Sheamus' match, we're going to fast forward to the other two matches ended with the League of Nations picking up the win. Before the match actually can get started, Rollins appears on the Titantron and basically talks about Triple H being a coward, that he has to hide behind his wife. And this goes on so back and forth, and he says that he'll be back in time for WrestleMania 32, but he also wants to challenge Triple H to a match at WWE WrestleMania 32. But he also says that he wants his title back. So Sheamus laughs and says, "You will never have to fight another. You'll have to fight through 30 men to get to Sheamus." And Rollins just laughs and says, "I have 2 men that will fight for me and will regain that title and bring it back to the most dominant team in WWE." Now, he does not refer to the Shield or anything. So the match gets started between Ambrose and Sheamus. The match is going back and forth for a good 5-10 minutes, with it looking like Ambrose will pick up the upset victory. All of a sudden, what happens is the League of Nations storm the ring, cause a DQ. Now, this is another match where the League of Nations have gotten involved by causing a DQ, which ends in chaos yet again. So we're fast forward to the WWE Royal Rumble match. 30 men in the ring. Before the 30th member enters the ring, you have Del Rio left in the ring, you have Rusev, and you have Barrett, all waiting for the final competitor to eliminate him. The Shield's music hits: Sierra, Hotel, Indigo, Echo, Lima, Delta, The Shield. Roman Reigns comes out, followed by Ambrose, followed by Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins is limping because bear in mind, he's still injured. He's not cleared to return. All three men enter at once as one selective unit. And this is the way I would do it. Now, I know it sounds odd, but there's still more to come. All three men enter the ring dressed in black the way they would as Shield members. They all three men look at the League of Nations. League of Nations look back. Basically, Roman Reigns spears Del Rio. Rusev runs at Reigns, ends up getting eliminated over the top rope by Reigns. Del Rio tries and eliminates Rollins, as Rollins not able to attack due to the fact that he's still injured, but he's been brought back early. Ambrose comes over and makes a save and eliminates Del Rio in the process. Barrett is the last person left in the ring. He's hit with a Superman punch, followed by a curb stomp from Rollins, and Rollins picks him up and eliminates him. It's announced at WWE WrestleMania 32, The Shield will take on Sheamus for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title belts. Fast forward to Monday Night Raw. The Authority, followed by the League of Nations, is out in the ring saying there cannot be three members in the main event for WrestleMania from one group, and only one member can win World Heavyweight Championship title belts. So it's announced at WWE Fastlane it'll be a fatal 4-way match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title belts, and there's also going to be a tournament held to crown the number one contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title belts. But before they can name the participants for the tournament, the Shield come out and say, no, this is the way it's going to happen. We're going to come out at WrestleMania as one selective unit, and one of us will walk out the WWE title with the WWE title, and it will not be any member of the League of Nations. We will do a match, a 4-on-3 handicap match at WWE Fastlane. If the League of Nations pick up the win, they can add a stipulation to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title match at WrestleMania 32. But if the Shield pick up the win, the League of Nations is banned from ringside for WrestleMania 32, and so is the Authority. And if any member of either, be it the League of Nations or the Authority, interfere, Sheamus loses the title, and the Shield will decide who is the actual champion. The League of Nations agree. Fast forward to Fastlane. Back and forth. Fastlane. The League of Nations basically try everything to dominate the match. They're not doing nothing. The match ends with Seth Rollins hitting the curb stomp, followed by a flying elbow from Ambrose, and Ambrose picks up the win. 1, 2, 3. Now, guys, I'm going to leave it there. You can decide how WrestleMania goes as you like. That's how I would book a Seth Rollins return and a face turn. I think that what WWE do need is a good, strong face within WWE, and I believe the Shield will be a good dominant group to have, because I think it'll get people more interest, because at the moment there's not a lot of interest from the fans, myself included. So guys, as I said, I'm going to leave it there. Check the top right hand corner. I'll have the first episode of the series shown in there, followed by my predictions for tonight's TLC pay-per-view, followed by my latest episode, The Problem with WWE. So check those out, and I'll see you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.